So we're going to go ahead and get this started. It is the first time that I am doing a video live version of my podcast, talking to myself, and I'm recording an audio version to stick up on the iHeartRadio app. And I don't know if it's going to work, but what the heck, we're going to try it anyway. Should be fun.
It's the podcast, just a bit of a contrast from what I'm used to. I usually have to talk fast, cause there's 4 people sharing the mic. But this is just me, so I say whatever I like. It might be serious, sometimes it might be funny. Sometimes I scratch your head and say Brian is such a dummy. But it's just me, I ain't got no help. This is Brian Grimes, and I'm talking to myself.
It is Brian Grimes. It is my podcast. I am talking to myself. This is the first time that we're trying this on the YouTube live stream that we use for Johnny's house on XL 1067. So we'll see what happens. It's part of my new plan. I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to shoot for Nate, the truck driver, is already in. I'm going to shoot for Thursdays at around 11 o'clock. That's going to be the goal. That way we get a usual, kind of flow. That way people, if they want to check it out live, they can watch it live, interact if they would like to interact. And then also to be back on the iHeartRadio app. So if you're not near a video or you just don't think I'm all that attractive, you can just listen to it versus watch it. So we're going to go that route. We'll see how it goes. If you do decide to watch live, of course, on YouTube, subscribe. It's a good way to find out when I'm going to be on. It'll pop up. And then maybe you could jump in and interact on the show. If not, you just want to listen, that's cool as well. So, so this morning on the show, well, you know what? We'll address a couple of things real quick in this podcast. First, we'll do the 12 Feet of Ray, which is going on right now on Johnny's house. If you've been listening, for a while, Ray has teased the idea of doing an OnlyFans, which I'm all for, by the way. Like, look, if you can make money selling pictures of your feet, do it. I would do it all day. Like, if it were possible for me to make money selling pictures of my feet, then I'm selling pictures of my feet. I mean, that's just the way that it is. I don't think anyone's buying pictures of my feet, but we've joked about it. I told my wife to sell pictures of her feet. I'll take the pictures. I don't care. But Ray has joked about doing it. Now, she did make an OnlyFans. Now, she says for research purposes. Just kind of on a whim and as a joke. One of my friends who's really good at the internet and myself, we went kind of browsing through OnlyFans. We found a feet page that we thought was Ray's. There's no photos of her face. Her name's not on it. But I grabbed 12 photos of it. And, Christmas time, I figured we would do the 12 Feet of Ray, kind of like the 12 Days of Christmas. And so we were in, I think we're 3 in. We're 3 in now. Got 9 more left, and all Ray has to do to end this shenanigans is to pull me aside, tell me they're her feet. That's it, and I'll stop. But if she don't, every day until I run out, we're going to have a new feet photo. And I'm telling you, there's some of them coming up that got props. There's some props, which means somebody probably ordered these photos from who I think is Ray, but maybe not. Maybe I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe not. But you can check those out. Johnny'sHouse.com. You can see those. So that's going to continue for the next couple of days, at least anyway. This morning on the show, we got into a conversation about backseat drivers, which somehow morphed into a battle royale between me and the wife about who's a better driver. Look, I know everyone doesn't like to be criticized about their driving. That's probably one of the things people argue about the most. I was saying that my wife is more of a backseat driver than me, and she is. I am a don't pay attention to what's going on if I'm not driving type person. I'll watch things on my phone. I'll check out Twitter for hours if necessary. Whatever. I'm not one to backseat drive. My wife, on the other hand, is. Now she thinks it's because I scare the hell out of her. And she said I tailgate and I drive fast and I'm aggressive and blah, blah, blah. But I joked that I had a pristine driving record. I clearly do not have a pristine driving record. I hit a giant landscaping boulder in my truck. In my defense, I was mad at my son, and I thought it was a curb, and I thought I could just roll right over it. Joke's on me. It was a landscaping boulder, and it ripped the side of my truck apart, and I had to get it fixed. But my wife hit a curb, and her little car and scraped up her rim, which is the same thing when you look at the size difference of the cars. My truck is way bigger than her car. So, and she's got more tickets than I do. She swears that she doesn't, but she does. She's got more tickets than I do. So that turned into a little bit of a battle. But if you're traveling for the holidays, I think maybe the takeaway here is if you're sitting in the passenger seat, just be sitting in the passenger seat, right? Like you don't have to tell them when to turn or, tell them when to get over, when to merge, how fast to go. You definitely don't have to go or, grab that oh shit bar that they talk about when you get scared, because that just makes it worse. So don't do that if you're traveling. Do like I do. Charge up your phone, sit there, watch. If football's on, I watch football. If not, I just scroll through Twitter. That even makes her mad, though. See, I feel like I can't win if I do that. She's like, you're always on your phone when I'm driving. But what am I supposed to do? You want me to backseat drive? Because I will. But I don't think you want that. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, I actually wasn't even the plan to talk about. I was going to talk about, my trip and our dealings in the airports where people don't really know how to act. But then today we were talking about astrology on the show. And I'm not a big believer in astrology. I know I'm a Taurus. I don't even know what sign. I think my wife is, I want to say a Pisces. I know her birth date. I don't know the sign that goes along with birth dates. I only know my own. So it's not that I don't know her birth date. But I don't really believe in the whole astrology thing. Like, I don't think signs matter. I don't think it makes you who you are. I mean, I'm Taurus, and they say I'm stubborn, so okay. But this lady that called in brought up something that I'd never heard of before called a birth card. And so I guess it's based on the actual day of your birth, and then you are assigned like a card, like from a deck of cards. And that supposedly has something to do with like, I guess with like your personality. According to this birth card, it's like a set kind of example of your personality that doesn't change with mood, I guess. So I put my birth date in on this website. It's called 7 Reflections, and there's a link to the website. I'm going to throw it up in the blog that goes along with this podcast, so you can click on it, enter your birth date if you want. So I entered my birth date, and it turns out I'm the 3 of diamonds, which at first I thought to myself, whatever. But oddly enough, and I'm not, look, again, I don't believe in astrology, so I don't believe in this whole, voodoo stuff. But oddly enough, 3 was my number in soccer when I was a kid. That's it. And so that was kind of weird to me, right? And so I go through and I'm reading, the description for my birth card, which is 3 of diamonds. And it says all 3s are, I'm going to read it, not word for word, maybe because it's kind of long, but I'll stop along the way and be like, what, this is dead on, or this is bullshit. So anyway, I'm the 3 of diamonds based on my birth date. And it says all 3s are forerunners of ultimate perfection and triumph. Sounds very nice. Number 3, departures from the number 2, the source of balance and harmony. And so it's always looking to find this balance and creating something new. All right, I'm there with that. They say it's a stage of progressive development through multiple experiences, both of success and failure. Okay. There's an urge in self-expression and variety. I am down so far. The prime concern is more likely to pertain to the realm of values, but is affecting 3 of diamonds. Judgments and attitudes is the symbol of divine wisdom that marks the central point of the mind. See, this all sounds real hokey, mumbo jumbo part, right? And then that gets to the part where I'm like, all right, this might be right. It says security is paramount. And at the same time, their quest for freedom and exploration of the world adds extreme diversity to their character and keeps them on the road of uncertainty. That is getting a little more dead on for me. It says, at the one end of the spectrum of possibilities, the 3 of diamonds indicates bright, creative personalities. Okay, I'm there. On the other end, they're often confused and worrisome. See, this is where it gets a little spooky for me. They are always trying to gain the whole world, suppressing their fear to jeopardize their soul in the process. I don't know about all that soul business. Aspiration gives way to ambition, and their drive for material security can help to acquire great wealth. Now, I'm not there yet with the great wealth thing, but I do like crave material security. And I think it comes from not having that, when I was younger. Anyway, it says you usually are pretty decent with money. And I wasn't early on, but I've gotten better with it. A tendency to become anxious. Under restrictive regulations suggests choosing an occupation and activities that will allow some sort of freedom and the best success in people-related activities, which I have the best success in my people-related activities. I'm not a people person outside of this box, but I talk to people for a living, so. It says the Three of Diamonds possess a desire for truth, and that's true. Great potential in spiritual teaching, but it's not always sought beyond the limits of expediency. I don't know what all that means. Again, see, it goes through these, it fluctuates through the mumbo jumbo garbage and like stuff that is like dead on. It says, let's see, where's the part? There was a part earlier. I'm reading, hang on. It says some unhappiness in early childhood, usually related to parents, may create a very serious outlook on life. That is so dead on. There might be something heavy, a heavy experience, which may seem so suppressive that they have to rebel. There is not a call for higher wisdom. Okay. There's a high possibility that they can become very secretive in communications and even serve as secret agents. Yeah, well, I could be a secret agent. And everyone thinks I have like a little secret group. Many Three of Diamonds become actors, writers, or politicians. I mean, you could say I'm a very lowest form of actor with the whole radio thing. I love to write, got some scripts, and I would love to be a politician. Very flexible, creative, inventive, energetic, passionate to explore possibilities. I'm down with that. Not created for any sort of routine that would kill your enthusiasm. That's kind of why I love radio, no routine. It says there's an element of sacrifice present, whether it be with loved ones, those in need of their help, or heavy work responsibilities. And I often feel like a martyr. I respond to a call for help with such a degree of readiness and compassion that sometimes it even surprises myself. See, some of this stuff is so dead on, right? Like, I don't believe in the astrology thing, but this birth card thing, there's something to that. Like, I looked at my wife's, and it's got a lot of the stuff about her that I think makes sense as well. So maybe even if you don't believe in the astrology thing, maybe check out this birth card thing. You could check out. There's a link in the blog you could check out. It is 7reflections.com, and you just enter your birth date. I don't know. Again, I don't feel like there's signs and you're compatible with signs and all of that stuff. But this birth card thing, it might be dead on. So if you missed the beginning part, we're streaming on YouTube right now and it's live. So there's a couple of you guys in here chatting. Someone says there's many parts in your chart. Well, Nate says there's many parts in your chart. I don't know anything about my chart. All I know is this birth card thing. There's another thing you can click on to take like a little test. And when you answer the questions, then it says register now. I ain't registering. I ain't trying to. The last thing I need is more emails from random places, and I'm sure not trying to pay for this stuff. But it is pretty much dead on. Like when you read this birth card thing, I don't know exactly how that makes sense though. Like it's a deck of cards, like a literal deck of cards. So I don't know how the Three of Diamonds pertains to me. There's some other things when you click on it too that talk about your ruler and what card that is and your karmic card. I don't believe in karma per se. Like I don't believe good things happen to good people. I don't believe doing good things brings you good things. I do believe eventually if you do bad things, it catches up to you. I'm not sure if that's karma, more than you can only roll the dice so many times before you crap out, right? So if you're a jackass, you can only be a jackass so many times before being a jackass comes back to bite you. I don't know that that's karma because I definitely don't believe in just doing the right thing gets you positive results from the universe, and I don't believe the speak it into existence stuff. And then I get the argument, well, it doesn't happen for you because you don't believe it. Well, now we're going in circles, right? Like it doesn't happen for me because I don't believe it. That doesn't make any sense. So anyway, you should totally check out this birth card thing. Enter your birth date, find out what your birth card is, and see how accurate it really is. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of interesting. I'll be anxious to read more on it. I'm not going to fall into the daily horoscope stuff. That definitely not going to happen. But check it out. There's a link in the blog. I'm going to do these. I'm going to try to do them every Thursday around 11 o'clock. Nothing long, nothing major. If you're around, you can pop on and watch. If not, you can watch it back on my YouTube channel. Subscribe there. And you can catch the audio version on the iHeartRadio app. You know I got to talk about my Yoho Spiced Rum, which, by the way, is the sponsor of the live stream for Johnny's House and really the XL Studio, which is why you see the little logo over there to the side. It's available in a lot of your local stores. We added Golden Ox, which is a new 2 new liquor stores in Claremont and Groveland, so you can swing by there, but always in Regency and Legacy, Total Wine. Go to yohorum.com and hit up locations, and you can find out where you can get it. Some places ship, so if you're not close by, you can have it shipped, but I think there's a pretty steep cost. As we get into next year, we're going to start working on some new bigger stuff, but we're just still trying to get our legs underneath us with this whole rum thing. Teak is a good spot that you can grab it if you're in the Metro West or Maitland area. They got great food. They got great Yoho drinks. And my wife's little side hustle, Theme Queen, is doing boozy boards and pudding shots and stuff, and Teak will have her pudding shots available there too as well. So make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's at the Brian Grimes. Make sure you follow Yoho. It's at Yoho Spiced Rum. Make sure you follow my wife for the Theme Queen stuff on Instagram as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every week I'll try to get this done. I say that a lot, and I know sometimes I stick to it, and sometimes I am not so good about it, but I'm going to do my best to do 11 o'clock each week, and we'll do this real quick, then we'll throw it up on the app. Of course, Johnny's House in the morning on XL 106.7 and on the iHeartRadio app, Magic 107.7 in the afternoons and on the iHeartRadio app. A couple more weeks of your Christmas favorites on Magic. And then old school hip-hop and R&B overnights, throwbacks on the iHeartRadio app. Make sure you check that out. And I think the list of places you can find me is now longer than the actual podcast. So with that, I say peace out, G.